All right, welcome back to Modern Nurse Fest Day 3. We're talking about the super patch. And I was a little bit skeptical at first, but we're going to go ahead and dive into it. So I have been looking for non-pharmacological options for a very long time. I've done essential oils. I've done other patches that have been infused with like CBD, vitamins, things like that. I've used tinctures from all sorts of plant medicine to pharmacological medicine. And I don't know about you, but as a nurse, we give out a lot of meds out. Sometimes patients have up to 5, 10. I had somebody when I was doing home health that was on 18 medications. I'm like, I don't even know how you can stomach that. I mean, I can't even take a vitamin capsule. I'm like gagging. I have just a really hard time swallowing capsules. So I've always tried to do liquid or sublingual or lozenges or something that can help me just deal with whatever I'm trying to find a solution for, right? And I know that's not just with nurses, but that's with tons of our patients. And so when I found this product, like I said, I was very skeptical at first because I was like, wait, this doesn't even make sense, but it does because I focus on this anyway already in my business, and it's about reconnecting neural pathways. And we've already seen some really awesome results in the plant medicine sector from microdosing psilocybin. We've seen neural pathways reconnect when people are microdosing magic mushrooms. Yes, I know it's hard to believe, but if you think about it, a lot of the times we eat the standard American diet, which spells out sad. So that's not really helping us build and rebuild our cells or neural pathways because it's not a really good diet, although there's an awesome pyramid scheme for it, a plate, and all these things that, right, on the nutrition website for the government. It's very bizarre. It doesn't focus on a lot of the plants that we need. So, vegetables and fruits do amazing things in our bodies. They really do help reconnect those neural pathways. And so do plants. So, microdosing has shown in research that it reconnects neural pathways. And so, with microdosing, you don't have to use it as often as you do maybe on the front end because it's helping you reconnect your neural pathways. So once that highway has been built, it cannot be broken until you damage it again through stress or trauma or cell damage. So how cool is that? We are at a new paradigm where we are finding that the cures for a lot of disorders and diseases is related directly to the nervous system and the endocannabinoid system. Like those two directly work in conjunction with each other. And so, usually, when you're very stressed or under a lot of stress, not the kind of stress that you want, um, our immune system is highly affected. So you might get sick because you're so stressed out. I know I've had that happen before that I've just been so stressed out. I lost a bunch of weight. I had diarrhea. I was like coughing and I had all these sorts of things going on. And I was like, oh my God, your body is literally sending you into a state of overdrive so you can rest. And that's literally how the body works. And so a lot of our diseases and disorders might not need a pill. It might need behavior modifications. Like a lot of our mental health stuff is literally behavior modifications, not a chemical. And many of our diseases and disorders have to do with stress and inflammation in the body. And how we can do this is reconnecting neural pathways. So I'm going to go ahead and share this awesome video. So you can also find this on the Super Patch website. And it has a lot of great different things on there from videos to just varying education about the patch. And so this patch has been in research for the last, I think it's the last 20 years that they've been diving more and more into understanding this. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. It's just a few minutes here so we can check this out together. And just let me know. Play it. I'll just leave it small just for now. Can you guys hear it? No. Can you guys hear it or no?
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it? Okay, hold on a second. 1 second. Mm-mm. This works. Can you hear it or no? Okay, hold on 1 second here. Let's see. All right, it should work. Does anybody have any wisdom to share while I'm figuring this out about how to get this video?
Hey, Emmy, it's
Yeah.
Angela.
Hey.
If you do share, there's an
Yeah.
advanced, that's where you can do audio, where you can hear it. Did you do that?
Okay, video advanced.
And then that way you can hear it through your computer. Through the
Okay.
Zoom.
All right, let's try it now. Okay, so let me stop share and I'll bring it back up. Hold on 1 second, guys. Stand by, stand by. Aha. The light bulb comes on. Okay, let's see if
Yeah, you can hear it.
hallelujah.
Yes.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet. Bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, the Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secret of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each super patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the U.S. economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM super patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
All right, guys. All right. So I just want to open it up here for all of us that are here for a moment, because this was pretty mind-blowing to me when I heard this, but it also made sense. I'm also Reiki certified in the sense of touch. And a lot of these patches, I have a bunch of packets here, and I've been testing them. My whole family's been testing them, and it's been amazing what they're doing, all the different ones. And it made sense because if you think about it, when you touch somebody in a very loving and kind way, your whole hand is built with the information system. It's your skin, right? And so that person's receiving that. And that's how people are healed as well. I mean, people are healed with the laying of the hands. People have been healed with laying of the hands. So we are energy already. And so this is just helping our neural pathways reconnect. And I thought it was super cool. And I was like mind blown. And then I went through like DABDA almost, the stages of death and dying in regard to understanding. Like, I was like so jazzed about it. And then like the skepticism came in and I was like, this is not real. Like, what? This is unbelievable. So I'm going to show you really quick. We'll open it up here. I want to open up the floor. What do you think about the product so far? Because I'm going to show you a video of myself doing it, the balance test that we do. And it was pretty mind blowing. So what do you guys think so far about this type of technology? Give me your thoughts.
I think, like you, I would say I'm skeptic. I think it, like, in theory, to me, makes sense, like the way that they explain it with the different receptors in your skin. I think it's hard to believe that something as simple as that could be so healing, but at the same time, I think that's where we're going in science, is understanding that simple is more. but I think, yeah, it's still kind of hard to grasp.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. And I love how you stated, it's kind of hard to grasp. And I think we've just for so long have been brainwashed into thinking that there's only one way, not only in nursing school and medical school, in our lifetime up to the point where we start watching TV. And I'm a millennial, and my parents loved having the news on all the time, morning, afternoon, and night. And so you can only imagine what kind of trauma that causes, like being bombarded by that all the time. And we are the only country in the world, I think, still that shows pharmaceutical ads. Like if you travel, does anybody know of any country that does that? I think we're the only country in the world that shows and pushes the psychological trauma of med ads, of farm ads. And now I'm not non-pharma, I'm not against meds. Absolutely, meds have helped me at different points in my life, but I'm a firm believer that there should be other options that we should be providing to our patients, to ourselves as nurses, because I know a lot of nurses that are on tons of medication, from antidepressants to anti-anxiety, just because they don't know any other choices, and they're working at bedside, and they're like, but this is what's given to me, right? And a lot of times in our healthcare system, doctors are seen as God, and their word goes. So even if you tell a patient, hey, we're going to have to replace your heart, we have this awesome doctor right here that's going to go ahead and do your heart transplant, they're going to be like, okay. They're not going to ask all of the details, information about how the surgery is going to go, how the instruments are going to be set up, how their insurance is going to be processed for the care. And nurses aren't even going to be a part of that because that's not reimbursable yet. You know what I mean? So it's such a big cluster F if you really truly think about the system and the business side, which I talked a little bit about in the somatic nursing workshop yesterday. So we're not going to dive into that anymore. I want to focus more on the solution of what has helped me. And I'm going to go ahead and share a cool video. So I did the patch. This is how you become non-skeptical. So I did this Liberty patch. This Liberty patch is great for balance. We've been using it in seniors that have walkers and canes. And when you put it on them, they like literally don't need their cane walker. I mean, I don't know how it works, but this is it. It's very simple. I'm going to put one on just to show you like what that looks like. Okay, so here we go. It peels off like a bandage, right? It's 3M material. So we all know that company. They produce all of the types of patches for our pain patches and all that stuff that we already use in the hospital. It looks like a beautiful little thumbprint, but it's really a QR code for your nervous system. So there's lots of different places you can apply it. It's all the places that we're taught as nurses to apply patches, right? So it's everywhere that has not a lot of adipose tissue, whether it be the wrist, the chest, the shoulder blades, the hip area where it connects the leg to the pelvis, right? Even sometimes the lower back or along the spine. So I'm just going to place it right here. You can also put it over tattoos. So I'm not whole body covered in tattoos, but I do have tattoos on my wrist, and I do place the patch over my tattoos, and I haven't had any problem, just like pain patches, right? We can put fentanyl patches over tattoos. There hasn't been any research on side effects if you do that. So with that, I've got this Liberty patch on. This is the same patch that I put on when I did this balance test. And you might have seen this balance test before if you follow people in kind of another realm of energetics. They do a lot of balance tests. You can even do balance tests with food to see if you're energetically drawn to the food. A really cool one is to do it with pharmaceutical medication, and your body actually pulls away from it. So that is a whole nother workshop on energetics and how we deal with that. So let me go ahead and bring up this video, because hopefully you'll be a little bit less skeptical if you're skeptical so far and you're like, what in the heck, Emily, what are you showing us? Can you guys see my beautiful face here? Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and play it here.
Which is me.
All right.
Okay. Oh my god.
So this is the type of balance test that we do.
Okay.
So you do a frontal with, and then you do a side, and the person this is before the patch. And then you do an okay sign,
Alright,
and you
I'm
try to
gonna
pull their fingers
try-
apart.
We're gonna do the victory patch.
So I have Liberty on, but this is the victory. They both do the same thing.
This
The
little
victory
container, they
is
come like
athletic
this,
performance.
And then you just peel it off. There's a little tab where you can just peel it off. It looks like kind of like a Band-Aid. Can kind of see that code on there. And then I'm gonna place it right up here on my chest area, closest to my, like the collarbone. Okay.
And
All right,
this
we're
is
gonna
like
do it again.
instant, you guys.
Okay, here we go. No. Fuck, man. Oh, super strength. Wait, oh my god, Rudy in here.
That's a lot better too.
Okay. All right, here's this one. Wait, try this one. Oh man! Yes, the patch works like instantly. Try it today.
All right. So as you can see, I was pretty skeptical, and doing those different balance was pretty amazing. Even Joel, who did that on me, he was like, "Wow, I couldn't believe like that actually worked." And I was like, "Yeah." And so the athletic one, the athletic performance one, my son is travel soccer. So we're travel all over the United States, and his team is now starting to use this. So they have more stamina. They can go for a longer time while they're on the field. And as you know, with soccer players, I mean, they run up to like 10 to 11 miles a game. So he's constantly running, and he's like, "Mom, I just felt like I could keep going." And I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And then we hit him at the end. He had a little bit of calf pain, and I was like, "Throw on this super patch. Let's try it." And within minutes, I mean, he was like, we were walking, he's like, "Oh my God, I don't even feel the pain anymore. Like, how does that, how does this even work?" So I think what's so great about it is it's drug free, and you can use it on babies and seniors and everybody in between, and what pharmaceutical drug can say that? None. Pharmaceuticals can be very dangerous as well. That's why I left traditional or bedside nursing, because with dyslexia, my numbers would get mixed up all the time. Yes, I passed pharm with a lot of help from a tutor, and lots of learning curves and things like that. But I was scared that I was going to give the wrong amount of medication. So I was like, for my safety and my license and for the patient's safety, I'm just not going to do that kind of nursing. That's why I dropped out of mental health psychiatric practitioner. I was getting my doctorate for that. And I was like, this is way medication based, and you only have 20 minutes with somebody. I'm like, this is not the type of care I want to provide as a nurse practitioner. And when I fell under that scope of practice, then I wasn't really able to push this kind of stuff, because they would be like, "Well, that's not under your scope of practice. We like you to prescribe pharmaceuticals." So, you know what I mean? So it's something to think about, not just as a nurse, but as a human that's wanting something different. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor here for any questions that you all might have about it. I would love to add you. There is a healthcare worker page that I have. That's what I just showed you. I'll throw that in the chat if you want to join. You can see a bunch more of the testimonials within the group. And we just have a bunch of members that, you can ask questions about the patch. You can join my team if you want. And so it's really cool. I think I have Angela. Angela, are you in here?
Yes, and I just
Okay.
unmuted myself, so
Oh.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once you put the patch on, how long can you leave it on? I mean, if it's just reading your, bio from your skin, how long do you leave it on and before you have to change it?
Yeah, that's a great question, and a very commonly asked question. So they say up to 24 hours. And that's
Okay.
just due to the material starts to deteriorate over time, and the edges get kind of worn down. So they say up to 24 hours. And so some of my senior patients that I have, I tell them to do it just like they're like, I used to do this fentanyl patch, Emily, and we used to have to write the date on it. And I'm like, yes, do that. Write the date on it. Like, so you can also write the date on the edges. There's a little bit of a lip around the edges that you can write the date, and then the time or the time and whatever, right? So in case you forget. But if we're taking a shower and you're like, oh shit, I got the patch on, it's not harmful if you've left it there. It doesn't it shouldn't cause any skin rashes or anything like that. Unless you're super sensitive to that kind of material. I mean, it's just kind of trial and error at that point. So yeah, 24 hours, Ange.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I ordered my little kit, so I'm looking forward to slapping that balance patch on my mother-in-law. See how she
Yes.
does.
Yes. Yes, that will be awesome. You'll have to record a video and I'll have to show you those balance tests to do on her. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many, you guys, there's so many testimonies. And there's another, let me see if I can grab this other video real quick because I think there's this other video. It's an older lady and she also um does it. So let me see if I can find that really quick for you guys. In the meantime, what other questions do you guys have while I find this?
Are you able to explain like how the sleep patch may be different from the pain patch, how it works? And I assume that the mechanism, just to explain the differences, and then obviously they have to take that off first thing in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that's a great question as well. So, the patches work all differently because you have, say you're trying to go to, so I'm in Atlanta. So, say I'm trying to go to Columbus, Ohio. There's a couple of different routes I can take, right? If I drive in my car, I can take a couple of different roads. Um, so that's kind of how the patches work. So it depends what kind of destination I'm trying to achieve. So if I'm trying to achieve a pain-free destination, this patch is going to look a lot differently with the neural concept of how it's imprinted rather than if I'm using the defend patch is for immune support, right? So in that sense, they're different neural networks on the patch. So every patch looks different with the imprintation because there's different neural pathways that we're trying to get our car to, I guess, is it's like what is the problem is my car and then the solution is this highway that I'm going to take to get to that destination. Does that make sense? It's kind of a weird analogy, but
Yeah, it does. It's just pretty amazing.
I know. It's almost to the point where it was so like unbelievable. I mean, I still was like, I just don't. And we nurses, we come from such a huge science background that when things are presented to us, like energetics, Reiki, chakra systems, these words and terminology that were not taught to us, that we are now hearing more about, and frequencies, right? We're not taught a lot of these things. So if it's not in front of us a bunch, of course, at first we're going to question it because we want to know. And I think it's funny that I'm getting a lot of people that are asking, um, is it FDA approved? So it's not FDA approved in the sense of like a supplement that the FDA has approved the device itself. So it's approved the technology that's actually on it. Um, but again, look at some of the things that are approved by the FDA,
Right.
and some of those things do not help. So yeah, I mean, can we really go off of that anymore? I think what really it comes down to is it just trying it for yourself and seeing if it works. It's like anything. It's like when I started getting involved in conscious cannabis consumption or microdosing, at first I was really scared and nervous because I'm like, man, this stuff, I don't know about it, right? But once I started educating myself about it and learning from awesome people, such as like Trisha Brown has awesome information, it's learning and educating yourself of the things that we weren't taught.
Right.
I mean, that's really what it
I
comes down to.
thank you. I have a client that I'm going to work with pro bono that I actually work with, and I'm in substance use and mental health currently. And I like having that current applicable knowledge. Let's just put it that way. Cause then I feel like I'm more current, right, with what's going on in our world. But she has a psychiatric nurse practitioner and she wants to work with me to wean off of methadone. So this is like new territory for me, but I do want to make that part of my niche moving forward. Substance use disorders. So the patch I'm thinking would be something that could be very helpful for her. And like, I don't have all her medical background yet. She just called me on Friday. So this is encouraging. So I'm interested.
Yeah, great. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, I was also in mental health. I'll just say I was in institutional mental health, and not only as a patient, but as a nurse. So I know both sides and I know how they work. And what's fascinating to me is, you know, when you come in, like came in so many times, checked myself in for suicidal thoughts and plans. And automatically I was treated like like I killed somebody. I mean, I was put in the back of a cop car, I was taken to a facility, was put in an isolation room. Um, you know, and that itself is traumatic. And really, when it comes down to it, if you think about suicidal thoughts, it's the nervous system becoming very overwhelmed. And so at that time, instead of being thrown in the back of a cop car and treated like a criminal for my own thoughts that I couldn't figure out how to navigate, I was sent to a place that then drugged me up with 5 medications that I've never been on. And I felt like I was dying. I was like, oh my God, I came here to live. And now I feel like I'm dying. And at that point, I was like, something needs to change. So I actually quit my job as a mental health nurse and started just educating myself, taking different courses from people that weren't in the institutionalized system, and it really opened my mind to other theories and other ways that the body actually does truly heal without these very toxic chemicals that we put in our body. So that's just a little bit of background about my experience. You know, I've been on all sorts of psychiatric meds just to let you know. And you know, some of them worked for a short amount of time, but the coming off of those medications was absolutely horrendous. I thought I was coming off of crack. I mean, I was having full body shivers, I was having restless legs, I was having diarrhea, I was throwing up. I was going and getting IV hydration every day for 4 days straight because I felt like I was dying. I mean, those chemicals were coming out of my body, and my chemical load was so heavy, taking 5 to 8 medications, that you know, it took about a year and a half to get off all those medications. And thank God to microdosing and cannabis, I was able to wean myself off with a naturopath doctor. You know, so it's really kind of whatever path you choose to take in your journey. We are all healed already in a sense. It's just things that we want to maybe make changes in our behaviors and our habits. There's a patch that we have, I don't have it here, but it's called Kick It, and it's for addictions. And I've seen it worked tremendously with alcohol, smoking, and also helping wean off of cannabis. So if you're unconsciously using cannabis, you're getting high for really the wrong reasons. It helps kind of negate maybe some of those withdrawal symptoms that you have when coming off of cannabis as well. So super cool. I want to show you guys one more video, and it was this video that I thought was really cool. So let me go ahead and grab it here. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me share my screen. Just bear with me. Okay, guys. Right.
We try to resist
pictures of each
without
other
falling.
to put as our profile.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that.
What does that mark look like?
I think it's going. Okay, ready?
Go ahead and do the first one.
See how you fall? Okay, now that you know what it feels like, I'm gonna do it again. Okay, now stand like this, and then lock your arm with this. And I'm gonna press
that
up
balance
and
test
just
again.
resist. You'll fall that way, probably. Okay, see? Okay. I'm gonna put this on you. It's just a sticker. There's no ingredients, okay? so it's not gonna hurt you. Yep. It's just this print, like a thumbprint. It's crazy. Wait for it. My mom was.
a guinea pig, huh?
Where do you want it? Your arm?
Yeah, this way.
Okay, it works instantly. Okay, stand with your feet like this. And then like this. Now, wait. Okay, ready? Now it comes to the side. Feet apart. Yeah. Okay, ready? Don't move your arm. Yeah, there you go.
Now take it back
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Take it back off and do it again.
It probably won't stick as well, but okay. Are you freaking out? Here, you can put it back on. Put it back on. And we'll do it one more time and see. Probably have to. Okay, ready? Done.
She's speechless.
This works.
She's speechless. This is no lie, you guys. Whatever.
So that's probably one of my favorite videos to share, because, you know, I've worked in long-term care and hospice, and, you know, a lot of the times when we, as we age, we lose balance. And, you know, really what becomes the death of us is when we start to get those hip falls and fractures, and then it just goes downhill from there. You get pneumonia and then you die. And, you know, what if we can start giving this to our seniors and really see the tremendous effects that it gives them, that sense of balance, that they can start then to access ways to strengthen their system with the physical therapist or the occupational therapist, right? They can start to lift those weights because they feel like they have that balance. They can get on the floor and get a little bit of help up, but not as much as they used to, right? Because as we age, we get further away from the floor, and it's important to get down on the ground as long as you can, up till you die. We should be getting down, up and off, and on the ground, because it helps with balance. So it's, you know, this stuff is amazing. Let me just get some feedback really quick. What did you guys think of that video?
It's incredible. Do I sign up to be an affiliate on that Super Patch link?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about
I'm
that.
gonna try it. Yeah.
That's a great
I
question.
for myself.
So
Try it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple ways that you can become involved. So the first way is just to purchase the product straight out. So if you don't want to become an affiliate, if you don't want to be part of my team, if you don't want to make extra money, which who doesn't, then you can just buy the patches, which a lot of people do, with the link that I put in the chat. And I'll also put it under the recording if you're watching this. So it's just emilyknife.superpatch.com, and you can order any of those patches, and you get 25% off for Modern Nurse Fest for participants. So your first order, you get 25% off through me, which is amazing. They retail. So here's the deal. They do retail for 60. You get about 28 patches in a pack. You don't use them every day. So these do last up to 2 to 3 months. It's just depending on, I like to call it the destination that you're seeking, right? So obviously, I'm not going to be using the pain patch every day because that's just not in my genre. But if you are, there's 28 patches in here, and it is covered by HSA. So if you have a health savings plan or something within your insurance that you have a little bit of side money, this is covered because it is a registered medical device. So that's how we get that HSA covered. And I think that's cool caveat, because what happens with those fundage, you get to the end of the year and you get an email and it's like, you better use up your money or you're going to lose it. And so many people end up having that happen. So I suggest, the year is coming close to an end, and if you have a buku amount of HSA funds, buy a bunch of these and use your fundage up, or go see a chiropractor. They always love using HSA. All right. And the other way is to become, like Trisha was asking, to become involved. So if you want to become a team member, you would go exactly to the link that I just said, Emily and I have Super Patch. Up in the top right hand corner, you will see where it says become an associate. So up top, it's in red. It says become an associate. And so you just click on that link up here where it says become an associate right up here. And then you're going to fall under my team. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. So if you want to also add a practitioner account, so if you are a nurse or a doctor or a healthcare professional like a PT, an MT, an OT, a naturopath, there's a ton of different healthcare professionals that you fall under as a practitioner. That part, you can buy the product for 50% off, and then you can resell it for 60, and so you make that money as well as your money back. So that is also profitable as well. So there's lots of healthcare professionals that I have, especially nurse practitioners right now, that I have teamed up with, and they're actually buying the physical product and they're selling it in their practice, which is so cool because people want something to go rather than having to go to a pharmacy and wait 24 hours for their drugs to come in. Sometimes people just want that solution right there and then. And somebody's having pain, you can be like, well, you know what? I know that you've been taking pain pills for a while, but I do have something right here that you could try in this moment before you leave my office. Let's go ahead and try one. You can also sell these as samples. So if you do want to become an associate or a practitioner, you have to become an associate. And then if you want to add the practitioner account to add actual products, you can. I would sign up also for a practitioner account. That part is free. So obviously this comes with a membership fee, right? You do have to put money in to get money back. So it's time that you invest in yourself and actually go down this journey where you can make extra money. So I invested $500. I was like, yes, this stuff is going to sell. I've already sold all my packets that I already got 2 weeks ago. I sold 3 for 10, which equals $90 on a pack of 28, which retails for 60. So I made an extra bunch of money off of these. And I already paid, I went way beyond my 500 that I already spent. So you get like a bunch of these. This is like a bunch of them, but you get multiple of these depending on how much you want to spend, right? So just to sign up, it's $50 just for the membership for the year. Then you also get enrolled in my team, and then I work directly with you to help you. You know, we're representing a product. You're not selling anything. You are just stating like, I've used this product and it works and I like it and I just want to share it with you. Like that's literally all this is. And so the commission off of it, there's certain percentages that you make off of, when you sell stuff and then when your team members sell stuff. So that's the cool part. Once you get your team built, then when those people sell stuff, you get a commission as well. So it's also known as an MLM. There's obviously lots of ML companies out there. I've been part of many MLMs. This is actually the first company and the only company that I've actually felt that it's not like a big make the people at the top rich. It's very supportive. I'm literally in direct contact with the VP, Jonathan, and he can help me at any time with anything I need, and which has never been heard of in any MLM. Like I've done doTERRA, Young Living, Rodan and Fields, right? Some of these other ones that you might have heard of. And you can never reach the people at the top, and we have direct contact. So when you sign up, I invite you to have a 3-way phone call with me and Jonathan, so you can learn more about the company and so you can feel welcomed as an associate into the company. So that's a little bit about it. If you do, you can click through all the prompts when you go to the associate page, fill it all out. Obviously, don't buy anything, but it will bring you to the page where you can see the different types of packages. Like I said, $50 is the lowest. It doesn't come with anything. And then it goes up from there from like 100, 200, 400, 500. And I think there's one for like 199 or 2000 almost. And that gives you like a ton of products. So that would be really helpful if you actually have a brick and mortar practice. Or if you have like a yoga studio, I have a couple yoga people that I'm getting involved with, and we're putting the product directly in their boutique at their yoga studio. So really, it's pretty amazing product. You don't have to have any products on your hand, but if you want to do like demos, if you want to hand them out to people to try. Like I said, there's lots of different ways that we can market it. So yeah, so that's a little bit about it. Like I said, you can click on everything. Just make sure you create associate account first. If you are a nurse, doctor, a healthcare professional, then you can create a practitioner account. They do verify that either through a license or some other accrediting body. You have to show that you're actually a healthcare practitioner. And so that's really easy. It's super fast. But yeah, so after you create the associates account, you would come back in, create a practitioner account, which will be your business email or a different email. So you must use 2 different emails to have these 2 different accounts. You cannot use the same email. So hopefully that helps. I know I've had a couple people that have signed up with me. They kind of got a little disconnected when it came to that. So that's how you set up those accounts. So yeah, that is a little bit more information. It's, yeah, it's cool. You can, like, I have that Facebook community. So if you want to join that, that will give you a good kind of way in. You don't have to sign up for anything, but at least you can be with a community that is either representing the patch right now or using it or still on the skeptical side. So I have lots of people still that are like, I don't know, Emily, I don't know. But it's interesting because when I suggest it to them and I'm like, just put it on your body, like you take I'm talking to you and you just told me you take Lexapro, you take Xanax, and occasionally you take another medication, but you're gonna question this that has no side effects or drugs in it. So, it's just because we've been brainwashed into thinking a certain way. That's literally what it comes down to. So if you start putting things in front of you that are not pharmaceutical based, like plant medicine or these non-pharmaceutical ways to enhance your homeostasis, then that's really what you're going to focus on. You're going to focus on wellness. When we're in a continuum of sickness, we are reaching for a solution, a very quick solution, and usually that becomes a form of medication. And that form of medication then causes side effects, and we keep going back and back, and we just become a customer. We're not any type of a human anymore. We become a customer with a customer number. And in that regard, we are now a lifelong customer, usually. And so it's really important to understand that, that's a business. It's not here to help us. It's not here to help us get well or healthy. It's here to help us continue to take something that we've been prescribed. And so it's important to educate ourselves and know that there are other options out there, and that we should be reaching and striving for our bodies to be in homeostasis. That is when we are in our most healthiest wellness. And when we strive for that state of homeostasis, it can really help us navigate life. It can help us make decisions coming from a place of rest, like Karen Dorian talks about, and also makes us better humans, but also makes us better nurses, right? The addiction patch helps nurses that might be using alcohol unconsciously really reduce that load. And some of these other patches that I've had nurses wear, the athletic performance, the victory patch, I've had several nurses put this on before their 12-hour shift. And at the end of the shift, they said they still had energy and stamina, that they went home and instead of reaching for the wine and drinking themselves into oblivion, they were like, Emily, I didn't even crave that. I had a different thinking pattern and I went to the gym, and I have had a gym membership for a year now. And this is the first time I went. And I was like, oh my God, like that did that? And she's like, yeah, I don't know, but something happened. She's like, and so I was skeptical. And so I did it the next day and I felt the same way. I went to the gym again, second day in a row. So she used the victory patch, which is athletic stamina and just increase balance, coordination, everything you think about when you think of athletes. This enhances that neural pathways. And she also had the pain patch on, and she had Defend. She had 3 patches on all day, and she's like, I felt great. And so she ended up buying it for her husband, who's a doctor. He's an ER doc. And he started wearing them as well. And he's like, I can't believe this. He was actually using cannabis unconsciously. And he's like, yeah, Emily, like I don't feel like I need to hit the bowl like as often. I'm actually spending time with my family. I'm more engaged. I'm like, oh my God, like it's really truly unbelievable until you actually experience it yourself. So suggest just buying a few. If you want, sign up to be an associate. I'd love to have you on my team. If not, that's cool too. It's, you know, it's whatever you are needing in this moment. I'm just here to support you along your journey. So thanks again for coming. Any last minute questions before we roll out to our next session?
I have a question, Angela.
Absolutely.
Like for the pain patch, do you have to put it on the area where the pain is at, or can you put it anywhere?
Yeah, that's an awesome.
The pain is.
Yeah, that's an awesome question. So, if we think in terms of in regard to pain, right? Like you said, it's usually in a localized location. And so, that being said, our nervous system runs through our whole entire body. So, you can put the patch wherever you want. It doesn't have to be in direct relation to the area. So, say I have a really bummed out left shoulder, I have pain. You know, I can put it right here on my chest, I can put it on my back, I can put it on my wrist, because our neural pathways run throughout our whole entire skin system, right? So anywhere you touch on the body, it's going to communicate with your nervous system because it's just how those neural pathways are connected within our body. So does that connect the dots a little bit for you, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. No, it kind of reminds me of Reiki, because you can do Reiki anywhere, but it'll go to where the pain is. So that makes
Absolutely.
sense if I can look at it that way, you know, if I put it in that context. Energetically, you know?
Yes. Yes. And I think you hit a really good point that, you know, we teach in the School of Modern Nursing. We talk a lot about energetics and how we're energetic beings, which is not taught in medical field. We don't talk about chakras. That's like, you can't talk about that, you know? But yeah, it comes down to the energy, and our nervous system is energetic. So this is basically like your body scanning a QR code, and it finds it on your body, and it's like, oh, that is the same code that I need to connect my neural pathways to decrease pain, right? So it's a pretty cool system. And Jay Diwali, the guy that created the super patch, he's amazing too. If you go to the super patch website under videos, resources and videos, you can see him speaking about the super patch and the whole process behind it. So it's yeah, it's cool. I think I wanted to get on the front end. There's only 2,000 associates in the United States. It's originally started in Canada, but there's only 2,000 people in the United States that have privy to this right now. And so it's on the front end, and I totally see this blowing up. We already have NFL players using it. I just reached out to Atlanta United Soccer, some of their athletic directors, to see if they want me to come in and do some demos on some of the soccer players. So, you know, I think athletes, nurses, healthcare professionals are always looking for non-pharmacological ways to enhance our wellness, our athletic performance, our stamina. There's also one called Rocket. It's for men, for you know what, right? So instead of taking that Viagra, you slap a patch on when you're getting ready, and voila, rocket to the moon. So, you know, it's really cool, the different products that they have. So yeah, just go on the site, check out all the different products. There's you know, it used to be there's an oil for that, but now there's a patch for that too. So yeah. So yeah, awesome. All right. And then if you guys can, you know, if you can see this on your screen and you're able to, I know some people are on their phone, but if you could just wouldn't mind giving me some feedback. If you just scan the QR code on the screen and type in the code 1111, just give me a little bit of feedback about this presentation, if you enjoyed it, what you got from it, what you want to learn more about, or any other questions that you have. So thanks again so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and hit a panel session now, so maybe I'll see you guys over there. Thanks again for attending.